नमस्ते बिटियाओं, हमेशा खुश रहिए और स्वस्थ रहिए। दिस इज जेवीएन ब्रिजेश कुमार यादव, फैकल्टी ऑफ एजुकेशन एंड मेथडोलॉजी, ज्योति विद्यापीठ, वुमेन्स यूनिवर्सिटी, जयपुर। I welcome to all of you in my digital class. Today I have prepared this lecture for BSc BA ZBC 8th semester, subject botany. Paper name is genetics, biochemistry and biotechnology. Students, in genetics your first unit is microscopy. So students, today we are going to see some of the terms, principles, concepts, definitions, some of the historical background of microscopy. Students, why we need this microscopy? Why we need microscope? As you all know, being a biology students, we used to study about living organisms, and these living organisms, irrespective to animal or plants, prokaryotic or eukaryotic, ultimately they are made up of cells, and these cells are very small in size. We cannot see them by naked eye, so we need something to see them, to visualize them, because until unless we won't see them, we cannot study about them. Okay, so in this way we need microscope to study them. So today we will see how microscope developed, who are the scientists who has contributed in the development of microscopes, what are those principles, and what kinds of microscopes are there. So let's start with definition. As you all know, this microscope term is made up of two terms, micron and scopes. That micron is Greek word, that is small. Meaning of micron is small. You can say minute, very small, at the micron level. You might have studied micron, angstrom, all those things. Scopes meaning aims. Okay, so microscope is an instrument for viewing objects that are too small to be seen by the naked or unaided eye. Means it's a kind of instruments which help to visualize very small things. The main motto in terms of biology, that very small thing is cell, cell organelle, all those things. And the branch of science of investigating small objects using such an instrument is called as microscopy. Okay, so these are the some of the terms: microscope, microscopy. Now some of the historical background of microscopy, how microscope developed, who are the scientists who has contributed. So historical background start since 167 BC. The Chinese used water microscope made up of lens and a water filled tube to visualize the unseen objects. Okay, think about the historical background from where it start. In 1590, Dutch spectacle makers Hans Janssen and his son Jacques Janssen, claimed by the later writers to have invented a compound microscope. Students, this is the first time when compound microscope came into the existence, and the credit goes to Janssen and Janssen. You might have studied. In 1609, Galileo Galilei developed a compound microscope with convex and a convex lens. In 1619, Cornelius Drebbel presents a compound microscope with two convex lenses. These are some of the modifications of compound microscope. In 1665, Robert Hooke, this guy name you know very well, published Micrographia, a collection of biological micrograph. He coined the term cell for the structures he discovered in the cork bark. You might have studied and you must remember, being a biology student, who is Robert Hooke. In 1674, Antony von Leeuwenhoek, again this name is very reputed in the field of biology, improves on a simple microscope for viewing biological specimens. In continuation of historical background, in 1931, Ernest Ruska started to build the first electron microscopy. Okay, it is a transmission electron microscope. In next couple of turns, you will see there are two types of electron microscope, TEM and SEM, scanning electron microscope and transmission microscope. Okay, in 1938, James Hillers built another TEM. In 1953, Jernik, professor of theoretical physics, receives a Nobel Prize in the field of physics for his invention of the phase contrast microscope. This is another kind of microscope you will see in next couple of lecture. In 1955, George Nomarsky, professor of microscopy, published a theoretical basis of differential interference contrast microscopy. In 1981, Gerard Binning and Henrik Rocher developed a scanning tunnel microscopy. It is advanced kind of microscope. In 1986, Gerard Binning again, along with Couette and Gerber, invented atomic force microscope. In 1988, Kingo Itaya invents the electrochemical scanning tunneling microscope. And 1991, Kevin probe force microscope invented. So these are some of the historical background, timeline, how microscope developed and how advanced form of microscope achieved. Okay. Apart from that, this is very well known figure, Antony von Leeuwenhoek, who is the generally credited with bringing the microscope to the attention of biologists. In the field of biology, this is the first person who contributed the invention of microscope. Okay. In 1661, he discovered bacteria, free living and parasitic microscopic protist, sperm cell. These are some of the contribution of the discovery of organisms, and in this way he is called as father of microscopy. Students, in your competitive exams, they used to ask who is the father of microscopy. So please keep in your mind. Now, types of microscopes. How many types are microscope? On the basis of source of light, in simple way, microscope can be categorized into two groups: simple microscope and compound microscopes. Apart from that, some others groups of kinds of microscopes are there. These are bright field or light microscope, dark field microscope, phase contrast microscope, differential interference contrast microscope, fluorescence microscope, confocal microscope, electron microscope. It is two different kinds: transmission and scanning electron microscope. Next is scanning tunneling microscope, scanning probe and atomic force. and inverted plane microscope. These are some of the microscope which are developed according to their advancement, and some of them are in your syllabus. So students, we will see them in detail in next couple of lectures, but for time being you must know what are those other types of microscopes. Okay, next, before moving into the detail of these microscopes, it is better to understand the concept, some of the definition terms which are frequently used in the field of microscope. Okay, so in that category, first one is magnification. What is magnification? Okay, so magnification is nothing but the degree of enlargement, how much it is enlarged from the previous one. Okay, number of times the length, breadth, diameter of an object is multiplied. It depends upon optical tube length, focal length of objective, magnifying power of eyepiece. Total magnification is a magnification of eyepiece and magnification of objectives. Okay, so this is a first term. Second is resolution. What is resolution? You might be using the term resolve. Resolve anything, you need to resolve more. Okay, what is ability to reveal closely adjacent structural details as separate and distinct. Suppose two points are all together same place, but both of them are separated, but can you find it separated with the help of your eyes? The power to get separated these two points is the resolution. Okay, the limit of resolution is the minimum distance between two visible bodies at which they can be seen as separate and not in contact with each other. There is a formula, you need not to worry about that, just you know what is resolution. Okay, being a biology student, you need to know only that much. Next one is numerical aperture, NA. What is it? Ratio of diameter of lens to its focal length. These are the terms: lens, focal length. You might have studied during your 12th standard physics class. Okay, I am not going into the detail of those, but anyhow you know that term, that's all. That NA is n sin theta upon 2, that is the formula, you need not to worry about that, you just know numerical aperture. Because of biology student, I am not going into the detail. Next one is definition, capacity of an objective to render outline of the image of an object clear and distinct. And next one is working distance, the distance between the front surface of lens and surface of cover glass or specimen. As you can see in the figure, there are two objects, working distance, slides, specimen and objects. Next one is contrast, the differences in intensity between two objects or between an object and background. You can understand this with the help of these two images. These two images are of the same thing, same cells, but there is a clear distinction between these two just because of contrast. In one diagram there is a background, another is no background. Okay, so students, in this way we have seen some of the terms, definitions, historical backgrounds of the microscopy. On next turn we will see some detail about particular microscopes which are in your syllabus. Thank you very much.